Hello everyone, welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news of an uncurable superbug found in the U.S., water news vote for the San Joaquin Valley, Katie Couric in trouble for edited anti-gun movie, more media and art gets approved, details of a Memorial Day ceremony this weekend, Caltrans news, today's gas prices, weather, sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Whitnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. Now, the critical news coming out today is the first person with a new superbug has been discovered in the U.S. It was found in a woman in Pennsylvania. This superbug is resistant to any antibiotics currently available. In other words, there is no treatment against this superbug. It is called MCR1. It was first discovered in China in pigs. It has now spread. Until this occurrence in Pennsylvania, it had not been found in the U.S., only in Canada, Europe, and some other nations. This has the CDC working with the doctors in Pennsylvania to try and figure out where this lady contracted the bug. It is a form of a super E. coli bug. Colistin, known as the last line of defense against most antibiotic-resistant bacteria, now appears to be exchanging genes for its resistance and waning in strength. Colistin is one of the last antibiotics for the treatment of highly resistant bacteria. The emergence of a transferable gene that confers resistance to this vital antibiotic is extremely disturbing, said Dr. Patrick McCann. The woman apparently had not traveled anywhere in the previous 6 months, so they don't know where she got it. This is important to be able to trace the progress of the bug. All this information is important to finding the cause and the cure. In water news for the San Joaquin Valley, we get this report from Washington. Wading into long-standing California water war, the House Wednesday endorsed a Republican plan to shift more water to the San Joaquin Valley farmers and cut the flow for threatened fish and growers in another part of the state. Representative Jerry McNerney tried to strike that proposal from the spending bill, but lost a 247 to 169 vote that broke mostly along party lines. He says the plan would pump too much water into Central Valley growers at the expense of inland Sacramento-San Joaquin River Delta. The vote was a victory for Representative David Valadao and other Republicans who represent communities where the farm economy is badly suffering from long-standing drought. Valadao argues that water from California's relatively wet winter could be going to the farmers he represents, rather than flowing into the Pacific Ocean. He said during debate Tuesday evening that he has shanty towns in his district because of high unemployment in farm communities. This is not a third world country. This is in the United States of America. This is right here in California, and this is something that's happening in these communities because of this water being wasted, Valadao said. On the other side were Democrats such as McNerney, who argued that Valadao's measure would hurt Delta farmers and harm fish stocks that require fresh water to migrate to the ocean. One region benefits and another region suffers. That is what exactly is going to happen here, McNerney said. The Delta region will suffer. Is that what we really want? Battles between Republicans controlling the House and California's 2 Democratic senators have for years prevented Congress from acting on the state's water issues. The fact is, we have a broken water system, said Representative Tim Costa, among a handful of Democrats who voted for Valadao's measure. He added that flawed federal environmental policies have meant that billions of gallons of water that could have gone to irrigation were wasted. Valadao's bill has been attached to a spending bill funding the Energy Department and water projects. The Senate has passed companion legislation that does not take on the water battle. Senator Dianne Feinstein is the top negotiator on the underlying spending bill. Republicans also moved Wednesday to separately add Valadao's legislation to an unrelated energy policy measure, prompting a lengthy rerun of Tuesday night's debate. Representative John Garamendi said the GOP legislation would gut the environmental protections of the Delta and the San Francisco Bay, destroy the fisheries, destroy the economy of the Delta, and water for millions of people. Farmland that once fed the world now sits dry. People are losing their livelihoods and their hope, said Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy. It doesn't have to be as bad as it is. Right now, water that could be stored is being lost. Bureaucrats release fresh water out to sea. Our most valuable resource is wasted. The state's reservoirs are even being emptied to allow room for snow melt runoff. Instead of the state building more water storage, they just let the people of California suffer, while 74% of the state's free water flows into the ocean every year. Whole farms and communities turn to dust because of this stupid policy. So you ask, how does this impact Ridgecrest? It's easy. We have many farmers in the western part of Kern County impacted by these water shortages. This affects our county's economy, which affects us all. Tuesday evening, the Ridgecrest Planning Commission held their regular meeting. During the meeting, they approved 2 more pieces of median art to go up along China Lake Boulevard and 1 on East Ridgecrest Boulevard. Last Tuesday, the Commission approved another median art project by Olaf Dowd. It is called Looking for You. It will be on the one location on East Ridgecrest Boulevard. It is 11 feet 10 inches high, 30 inches wide, and weighs 4,898 pounds. That's over 2 tons of rock going up out there. The art depicts 3 running bighorn sheep plus a Nova figure at the top. It also shows bear tracks. This one is sponsored by the Ridgecrest Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. In other meeting news, the Commission also approved the project proposal to finish the median on South Norma Street. The medians there have some of them filled in with concrete and some open dirt. They propose to fill in the remaining dirt parts with concrete at their expense. The Commission approved the project. And also at the meeting, Chairman Bodine rendered his resignation from the Commission. So there is now an opening on the Commission. If anyone is interested in serving on the Planning Commission, contact the Ridgecrest City Clerk for an application. All you have to be is a resident of the City of Ridgecrest and a registered voter. Then you just have to desire to serve the city. The application process is very easy. Again, contact the City Clerk at 760-499-5000 if interested or desire more information. In anti-gun news, journalist Katie Couric is in big trouble for her anti-gun movie. In the movie, she had the footage edited to make pro-gun people look stupid. Actual audio has been released showing how she specifically edited the footage to support her anti-gun agenda. The movie footage shows her asking the people in a room on how we can keep guns out of the hands of felons and terrorists if we don't do background checks. And the movie was edited to have all the interviewees just sitting there saying nothing for 8 seconds, making them look like they can't answer the question. However, the unedited audio of the soundtrack shows the people responding right away, stating that background checks are already done now, and that felons, which would include convicted terrorists, are already prohibited from getting firearms by the current background check system. But obviously, Couric had an anti-gun agenda and a desire to make gun owners look stupid. This hits this supposed journalist hard. Couric's integrity as a fair journalist is now damaged. She should make a public apology to the people that made and saw the movie. She should apologize to the people she interviewed. She did a terrible injustice to the journalist profession by doing this movie the way she did. In the last few years, we've seen a few top-rated journalists being brought down due to inaccurate reporting. It'll be interesting to see if this happens to her too. Now stay with us. After the break, we'll have news about road construction by the new Walmart. Thanks for staying with us. In news about the road construction by the new Super Walmart, we get this announcement from the contractor. The general contractor building the new Super Walmart on the corner of South China Lake Boulevard and East Bowman Road is announcing the start of major road work. Please be advised that they will be starting major storm drain work in the intersection of China Lake Boulevard and Bowman Road. This will be tying the West Bowman Wash to the East Bowman Wash. They will be installing an underground storm system that will join these two washes together. This is a very large part of the City of Ridgecrest storm drainage improvements. Traffic will be restricted to one lane in each direction between College Heights Boulevard and East Raider Street starting Tuesday, May 31st, and it will go through July 29th. There could also be some delays throughout this time as this work is very complicated. They have done some careful planning and are hoping everything goes smooth and is successful. Please bear with them on this very complicated scope of work. And be alert to the safety of construction workers. slow down driving through the area. You can also avoid it altogether by going around the area using South Norma Street. In local club news, the China Lake Museum Foundation is getting ready for their annual dinner fundraiser. The event will be held Saturday, June 4th. It'll be at the Kerr McGee Center starting at 4:30 p.m. This dinner and fundraiser helps raise funds for the operations of the museum on China Lake and to add funds to the construction account to build a new museum in the city. The proposed location of the new museum is by the Mattarango Museum. Moving the museum off the base is real important to make it more accessible to the general public. This fall, they plan on starting a new museum with a 300 square foot building. This will be phase 1. I talked to Bob and Alice Campbell the other night about this actual beginning. They both were real quick in their response that this is going to happen. The time has come to get this started, and it will start this fall. Tickets for the dinner fundraiser is $35 for a single and $60 for a couple. So if you want to help, plan on attending the dinner fundraiser. Again, it will be held Saturday, June 4th. It will be at the Kerr McGee Center starting at 4:30 p.m. For more information or to buy tickets, they can be contacted at 760-939-3530. You can call and purchase tickets with a credit card over the phone if you'd like. They also have a Facebook at China Lake Museum Foundation. Help make this a great addition to the community. Help make it a reality. Support them. Well, with Memorial Day coming this weekend, we get this announcement. The American Legion will host a Memorial Day ceremony this weekend. It will be held on Memorial Day, Monday, May 30th. All the fallen service members will be remembered. Everyone in the community is invited to join this remembrance of those that fell, so we can enjoy this grand nation. It will be held at Desert Memorial Park. The park is located out on County Line Road, also known as 801 South San Bernardino Road. The ceremony will start at 10 a.m. The guest speaker will be from China Lake. The North China Lake Color Guard will present the colors. Following the ceremony, there will be a free luncheon held at the American Legion Post at 641 West Inyokern Road. In travel and camping news, we get this report from CAL FIRE. A lot of us head to the mountains during the summer to enjoy the great outdoors. CAL FIRE warns us that Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start to wildfire season. In response, the agency is adding seasonal firefighters to help during the holiday weekend. With the winds that we could see this weekend, if a fire should spark, it's going to spread fairly quickly, CAL FIRE spokesperson Daniel Berlant said. Even though a lot of areas saw some rainfall as early as this week, conditions are dry. The dry vegetation, warm weather, and windy conditions are a recipe for wildfires. One less spark really does mean one less wildfire this Memorial Day weekend. Berlant explained, even green vegetation can quickly become fire ready. Warm temperatures and low humidity can strip grass of moisture in an hour, becoming fuel for wildfires. Green brush needs 10 hours to become fire ready, a dramatic difference in landscape from breakfast to dinner. Here are a few tips to prevent wildfires from igniting and spreading as you enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Make sure your campfire has clear surroundings and is completely extinguished when you leave. Don't drive over any type of dry grass. A hot muffler on the grass can actually ignite a new wildfire. Make sure towing chains are securely connected to your vehicle because dragging chains can cause sparks. Make sure barbecue coals are completely out before you leave. As Memorial Day weekend draws near, more people are taking advantage of the warm weather and planning camping trips. But campgrounds are getting booked fast. As of Thursday night, only 40 of the 115 campgrounds in the state have vacancies, the California State Parks Department said. Check out camp vacancy listings, which are updated every 24 hours on the Parks Department website. Just go to the California Department of Parks and Recreation website to check available parks. Now in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. Well, since my last report, local prices went up 6 cents per gallon. As of this morning, Ridgecrest is ranging from $2.53 to $2.89. Lancaster from $2.75 to $2.99. The LA Valley area $2.55 to $2.85. And the Bishop area $2.74 to $2.99. We have 3 stations at $2.53 per gallon. So if you're traveling this weekend, it will definitely pay off filling up here in Ridgecrest before leaving. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay sales tax out of town, you're helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Now stay with us for weather and sports when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Lane and see how the weekend's going to look.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, severe thunderstorms will occur over portions of the plains each afternoon and evening this week. The main threats with these storms are expected to be large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes. Locally, heavy rainfall will pose a risk for flooding concerns, particularly over portions of the southern plains and Mississippi Valley. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas at 82, Georgia at 83, Arkansas at 79, Northern Texas at 79, Arizona at 82, and Los Angeles at 65. And for us locally, tonight, mostly clear with a low around 60, west wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 91, south-southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 60, south-southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 91, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 60, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Memorial Day, sunny with a high near 94, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Monday night, mostly clear with a low around 62, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. And Tuesday, sunny with a high near 96, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
Thanks, Lane. And now here's Tom Heck with sports.
A very pleasant early Wednesday evening to everyone. Let's talk about the NBA. Oklahoma City doing the unthinkable. They're ready to hand Golden State their early playoff exit. Golden State, the team I thought would win the whole thing. It's not over yet, but right now the 3-1 lead sure does look good for OKC. Yesterday, 118-94, the victory in Oklahoma City. Stephon Curry only 19 points. It's all he could muster. Russell Westbrook 36, Kevin Durant 29. Those two guys continue to play great basketball. They are passing the ball well. They're rebounding. They're defending. Boy, they look as good as they have all season. I think Billy Donovan's team has peaked when they've needed to. All right, let's take a look at the East. The Raptors and Cavaliers, 2-2 in that series. Game number 5 going on in just about a half an hour. You can tune over to TNT and catch that one. Game 5 could be more interesting than I thought it would be. Cleveland hard to beat at home, but Toronto just resilient right now. They're just hanging around, so we'll see what happens. Could end up being a Cleveland versus OKC series, but don't count Toronto out quite yet. NHL, some interesting things happening. Over in the Western Finals, game number 5 tonight in San Jose. The Blues and Sharks tied at 2 games apiece. And tomorrow night, it'll be the Lightning and the Penguins. The Lightning 1 game away from winning the Eastern Division. Hockey gets exciting during the Stanley Cup playoffs, even for guys like myself that really aren't hardcore hockey fans. The playoffs become very, very fun and interesting to follow. All right, Major League Baseball, the Dodgers 3 in a row now. They beat the poor Reds 8-2 last night in LA. The Dodgers back at 500. They still trail San Francisco, though, by 4.5 games. The Giants also got a win. They beat the Padres yesterday. The Angels lose in Texas. That series 1 game apiece now. Game number 3, the rubber game today in Arlington. Martin Perez got the win for the Rangers. Julius Chacun, the loss for the Angels. They just picked him up from Colorado. All right, Houston gets a win over Baltimore. They end their 5-game losing streak. Baltimore gets a win over Colorado, or rather Boston, I should say. Boston been scoring runs like crazy lately. Kansas City beats Minnesota again. The Twins, the poor Twins, the worst record in all of Major League Baseball. Paul Molitor, his ball club really struggling. Cleveland also gets a win. They beat the White Sox. The White Sox still in first place, but they have not played very good the last few weeks. Yankees, Detroit. The Pirates, Rays, and Cubs also get wins. Cubs the best record in all of Major League Baseball. Checking the standings real quick in the East, Boston 28-17, Baltimore 26-17. Out in the Central, the White Sox still 7 games over 500, but their lead has been cut into. And out west, Seattle, Texas, and the Angels. Seattle 27-18, Texas 26-20, and the Angels 21-25. In the National League East, the Nationals under Dusty Baker, 28-18. In the Central, as mentioned, the Cubs, 30-14. And out west, the Giants, 29-19. They're playing better after being on an 8-game losing streak. They have a 4.5 game, as mentioned, over the Dodgers. That's your sports for this Wednesday. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's the news for today. Also, KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next. And remember, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. As we get together with family and friends, take time to remember those that died for us to enjoy this great nation. Also at KZGN-TV, salute those fallen soldiers. God bless them all.